All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the meta in PvP for Trials of Osiris. It's been 24 hours since Trials has come out at the time I'm making this video, and this video will go live a few hours from now, but it's been roughly 24 hours, okay? So we have a general idea of what are the most powerful weapons. A lot of changes to Trials. It's been a complete revamp. Let me know in the comment section below, have you been enjoying Trials? Have you been grinding it? Have you been able to get in? If you haven't, don't stress. Obviously, you have all weekend, and this video will certainly help you because it's going to give you an idea of what are the most powerful weapons in Trials, statistically speaking. Obviously, we already know which weapons are good. You see them when you go play a Rumble game, or you go play a Clash game, whatever it may be. You see those weapons out there dominating, but this actually gives you the actual data. Before I pull this up, though, comment down below. What weapon do you think is going to be the number one weapon? I'll give you a couple of seconds because I think it might surprise you a little bit because the number one weapon, this thumbnail did kind of give it away on this video, so I'll say that. The number one weapon in Trials in PvP is none other than the Vex Mythoclast, which is pretty crazy. What an era we live in where the Vex rules over hand cannons. Now, I will say this, though, and definitely listen closely when I say this. With the right playstyle, the right movement, peak shooting in the air with a legendary hand cannon with Icarus, you will have an advantage on people using Vex Mythoclast. It just requires the right playstyle. Keep that in mind. But overall, if you're just looking for a run and gun, all around strong weapon, if you team shoot with the Vex, you are going to melt people and you're going to win many, many, many matches in Trials. You're going to get the 3, 5, 7, maybe even flawless. The Vex is so strong. You can pair this with the new Stasis Shotgun, the Fractithist, and the Kinetic slot, and you have a really, really strong build. Or you can go a different route, and in my opinion, I think this might be even the better route. It's not in the top 10 here, but I'm telling you right now, if you rock like a multi-mock and a Vex Mythoclast, that's a really, really strong build. As long as you keep your distance when people are trying to shotgun ape you, you'll have a lot of fun with that multi-mock. I've been doing some game play with that and using that, and that thing is disgustingly good. So, number one is Vex Mythoclast, 1.9 million kills within the first 24 hours. Then we have the Ace of Spades. No surprises there. I actually predicted this to be the top weapon. I was a little bit off because obviously the Vex blew it out of the water. I was not expecting that, but I was predicted that the Ace would be the top weapon. So no surprises there that the Ace is number 2 with 1 million kills. Number 3 is a bit surprising to me. The Messenger is so far up there, but it is easily one of the strongest pulse rifles in the game. Once you get that Desperado proc, you have one of the fastest time to kills in the game, and that is definitely a strong weapon. The Darkest Before pulse rifle do you get from the Prophecy Dungeon. I told y'all this thing is so good. I said this was my favorite pulse rifle back in the day. I said it's my favorite pulse rifle now. People thought I was clickbaiting. People thought I was, wasn't being accurate to how good this weapon is. It is that good. I'm telling you, it's that good. It's number 4 globally most used weapon, a 540 RPM energy pulse. That's crazy. Use the Darkest Before. Like I said before, Overflow and Rampage on that thing is disgustingly good. And Trials may not necessarily be the best role ever, but it doesn't even matter what role you have on this thing. It's just so good. Darkest Before is amazing. Number 5 goes to the Fellwinter's Lie. So aping is falling by the wayside just a little bit. We're seeing a little bit less shotgun apes. Fellwinter's Lie was number 1 for so long. Remember that? Do you remember watching the Trials meta reports back months ago when I was just like, number 1 Fellwinter, number 1 Fellwinter, week after week, month after month. Here we are. Bungie has changed the sandbox enough, and finally, the number 1 most used weapon is not the Fellwinter anymore, which is nice to see. The number 6 most used weapon is the Palindrome Adept, which is a little surprising, but not too surprising because this is actually such a strong weapon. And like I said, with the right playstyle, I think that this is actually the best weapon in the game. This, and then, you could probably use the Fatebringer in the Kinetic slot, I would say is the best. So you've got Kinetic slot, 140 RPM, Legendary, Fatebringer, Energy slot, Palindrome Adept. One or the other, depending upon what you want to use as far as close range, SMG or shotgun in the other slot. Those are easily some of the best options. Those will get you tons of wins, and that's a play style that you can, it creates a skill ceiling that you might can fulfill with time. So moving on to the next one, we have the Riz Walker in the number 8 slot. No surprises there, very good weapon. Almost raises close to Fellwinter's levels, which is impressive. And then we have the Fractithist just below that. The new shotgun that came out this season, the Stasis one, very strong quick draw opening shot. I still haven't got that roll. If you got that roll, I'm very jealous of you. And we got number 9 is the Thorn, another 140 RPM. So we've got Ace of Spades, the Palindrome, and the Thorn. So we got 3 out of 10 are the 140 RPM hand cannons, still staying very strong. And I think with time, we will see some of these other weapons get pushed down, and we'll see weapons like the Fatebringer make it into the top 10, or maybe something like the Dire Promise. Who knows? Time will tell. The number 10 most used weapon is the Chaperone. No surprises there. The pellet shotguns get a hard nerf, so these slug shotguns rise in popularity. These are especially potent and especially good with controller, because the aim assist tends to be a little more forgiving and get you those headshots a little more consistently. So if you haven't used a chaperone and you're rocking the controller, definitely be sure to do so. Some weapons that I'm a little surprised are not on here. All right, some weapons I'm a little surprised are not here. The last word, what happened to that? Where's the last word? And snipers, where are the snipers at? Is no one sniping? Right, so a little bit surprised to not see those in the top 10, but let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What weapons are you excited for to use this season? Are you going to be rocking the Vex in Trials? Are you having fun in Trials now that it's been revamped and rechanged? I definitely have been enjoying Trials significantly more this weekend than previous weekends. So overall, good news with Trials. We have 400,000 players. This is the last bit I'll cover. 400,000 players within the first 24 hours, which is the biggest population increase in Trials, I think, ever. The biggest weekend that I remember of Trials was we had over 1 million players throughout the whole week in D2 year one, day one of Trials of the Nine. And that was the biggest time that I think they were recording it in API. But I imagine, obviously, in Destiny 1, with the first launch of Trials, it was probably crazy, probably like 2 million then. But now, over 1 million within a weekend back in the day, and we might be approaching those numbers again. We'll see how far we go. Right now, we're at 400,000 in the first 24 hours. At the very least, I would expect maybe, 500, 600,000, which is unbelievably high number of people playing the game, which means you match people. If you lose, you get stomped, it's okay. You match other people, and you can continue to progress and get loot. It's just such a good system. I'm excited for it. Can't wait to get back in. In fact, right now, I'm going to be live on Twitch if you want to come by. The link is in the description. I'm going to be live playing Trials, so doing carries and such. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, though. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.